my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy, sometimes Mouse, and I talk about books and book-related things, and today I am giving you my May wrap-up. Happy Pride, y'all. Y'all means all, according to HEB. Anyway, I have just gotten back from my road trip where things were very fun. There is a vlog coming out at some point that has that footage in it. You are more than welcome to watch. Did I read a lot during that road trip? No, which means that my May wrap-up I could have filmed before I left and it still would have been accurate, so yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and start talking about stats. For May, I read a total of 30 books, so it was a pretty busy month. I think this is the most books I've read in a month in a while, so surprise to me. Of those books, I read 7,027 pages. I listened for 77 hours and 52 minutes, which is the equivalent of 3 days, 5 hours and 52 minutes. My average rating for the month was 3.9, and I fully believe that that is because of the October Day series. My dog is trying to bury herself under a blanket that's on the ground that I forgot to pick up so that she wouldn't do this. So if you hear her, I'm sorry. Anyway, I fully believe that 3.9 is because of the October Day series. I did read quite a few of those books this past month. My average pages per day was 117.4, which makes sense because that is how many pages a day I like to read. My average listening hours per day is 5 hours, 26 minutes, and 30 seconds. Now, if you remember, I listen to a lot of my books on 2 to 3 times speed, so you can do the math. I will not be doing so. And 4 of those books were rereads. I know that a couple of them were the Terry Pratchett books, but I'm not sure what other book I reread, so that's interesting. Anyway, 8 of those books were audiobooks, 3 of those books were ebooks, and 19 of them were physical books. Yeah, me moving somewhere and setting up the library card for somewhere that is a 10-minute drive from my house, and me having nothing else to do, dangerous. Dangerous. But worth it. Of the books with pages, the book lengths are as follows. For 101 to 200 pages, I read 3 books. 201 to 300 pages, I read 9 books. 301 to 400 pages, 7 books. 401 to 500, 1. 601 to 700, 1. And over 700, 1. For those books, the audiences are, I read 23 adult books, which is a lot. 5 young adult books and 2 children's books. I'm really sticking with the consistency of reading more adult than young adult, which has been kind of my goal the last 2 years, and I just really am doing well with that. I think it's also because I don't really like young adult anymore, which is a weird place to be in, I think, because I really read a lot of young adult. That was kind of my jam for such a long time. Anyway. For the genres, which I will be filming a crochet wrap-up video, and that'll be coming out either this month or next month, I can't remember right now, and that will show where the book blanket is currently at. This is the previous months, this is through to April, so May is actually done, it's just sitting on the floor at the moment because I haven't hung it up yet. But that'll kind of go over what those genres look like for the book blanket. For the genres though, 10 of them were fantasy, 6 of them were horror, 5 were general nonfiction. I read a lot of Black Panther books, based books this month, a lot of abolitionist based books this month, because I watched the Tupac documentary and was like, ooh, I want to educate myself a little bit more on that topic. I read 3 sci-fi books, 3 thriller books, which is kind of a shift. I was reading a ton of thriller and a good bit of horror, now I'm reading a ton of fantasy and a good bit of horror. Horror will always be my, you know. 1 historical, 1 contemporary, and 1 graphic novel. And that's it. Those are the statistics. I ran through those much faster than I expected to. Sorry, sometimes that happens. The graphic novel was a Harley Quinn book. I almost forgot that I read that book and I had to add it very last minute. I was like, oh yeah, I read this. It's because I read it at the library, like just sitting at the library. So, my top books for the month. The first one is going to be Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, and yes, that was my top book in January. I did reread it this past month because I'm going to be honest, in January I read a lot of things and I don't think that my brain really, I was just not in a good place mentally, and so I feel like I read that, but I didn't really read that, which that is the most pretentious thing I've ever said, I think. But Our Wives Under the Sea was incredible. I had a really good time rereading it, especially because now I'm in a place where I can look at things like grief in a less, it feels less painful to look at them now. And the way that it talks about grieving someone who's there but not there, or like how people with missing children or missing family members grieve. While that's not my current situation, that grief is similar because you can't ever settle into this is the way that it's going to be forever, because it's not. Or there's a chance that it's not, right? Depending on your situation. Then the next is An Artificial Night by Shauna McGuire. This is the third book in the, I'm just realizing I'm on like the sixth or seventh book already. This is the third book in the Shauna McGuire's October Day series. I still would hold out that it's probably one of my favorites in the series though. We have some really good tension between October and Tybalt. We have backstory that we didn't have before, which was really interesting. We now know a good bit about the firstborns and that kind of thing, and it was much darker, I think, than the other books, and there's something about that was just appealing to me that I just really liked. So anyway, I enjoyed it a lot. Then we have The Wicked Unseen by Gigi Griffiths. This is an advanced reader copy that I had that I still need to write a review for and have not done so. This book is like if you took any like 1990s slasher film, like a classic slasher film, and then mixed it with religious trauma. Which is like a really weird combo, I know, but I just enjoyed it so much. And the satanic panic is brought into play a lot here, and I really enjoyed that because some of the lines that are used, like talking about Pokemon being pocket monsters, those are demons, that was stuff that I heard growing up, and I just had a lot of fun reading this. I don't think I was supposed to have as much fun as I did reading this, and the ending was pretty fantastic. The way that everything sort of came together at the end, I really enjoyed, and I think that if you enjoy slasher films and if you are queer and if you have religious trauma that you've worked through enough that you can read content about it, you'd probably really like this book. I really liked it for all of those reasons. So, but a lot of the references to Dungeons and Dragons and Pokemon and witchy stuff, Halloween, etc., and how that's the devil's work, whatever, that was really funny to me because I did grow up with all of that, and I know I'm very familiar with all of that, and so that was just funny to me. The worst book of the month, and this is not the book's fault, it's my fault. The worst book for me was The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. Okay, so I don't love super high political fantasies. They're not my favorite, and I know that about myself, but I also know that there are a lot of them that I've read and enjoyed. I just have to be in the right space for it, and I was in the right headspace for this, and I did not enjoy it. It was very long. It was very long and about war, and that's fine. I just am too dumb, you know? I'm just dumb. I'm a little idiot, and it just was smarter than me, which isn't saying much because again, I'm a little idiot, but and there weren't enough women. There weren't enough women who did cool things. There was like one woman who did a cool thing in that whole book, and I don't like that either. And I know historically, allegedly, there weren't a lot of women who did cool shit anyway, except that that's not true. We just don't talk about them, right? But there just weren't a lot of women in the book, and I don't like that. If you want me to pay attention and enjoy your high political fantasy, you gotta have women. Like, you just have to have women. Even if it's a woman pretending to be a man. I don't care. But there has to be one, right? There has to be one that's interesting and involved more than just like her being hot. There has to be more to them. They have to be a fleshed out character. I don't know, man. I just didn't enjoy it. And honestly, a lot of the characters really felt like I was reading the same character and they just gave him a different backstory, but his personality somehow miraculously is exactly the same. And that kind of fell flat for me. But honestly, it's not even, like, the book wasn't, I guess, bad. It just wasn't, you got no women, no bitches, too many pages, too many words that you do not need, and no character development that's worth reading about. All of your characters feel like the same character. To be fair, men do be easy to confuse because, like, they all do seem to be the same person. I'm kidding. That is a joke. I'm definitely joking. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me, and I'm sorry. I just didn't enjoy it. Maybe next time, you know? Sorry. I'm still catching up on sleep from my road trip. That's it. That's my wrap up. My silly little wrap up. Next month's wrap up is going to be for Clear Your Shit, so that's exciting, the mini. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know that it was very short and sweet, to the point. For once, my wrap ups usually take a long time because I ramble. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment something down below. Are you joining Clear Your Shit? Do you enjoy a high political fantasy, or do you also need women in the book for it to be interesting to you? I don't know. Maybe it's because I like need to. I don't know, man. Anyway, comment down below and let me know. If you didn't enjoy this video, sorry, let me know how I make it better for you. And I will see you guys later on this week at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I post videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And every single week I've been pretty consistent and good, which is a shock to everyone involved. I am gonna go though. Don't forget to take your meds, drink your water, and do something today to take care of yourselves. See you later. Thanks for watching. Okay, thanks, bye.